Welcome to this Massachusetts Multicultural Film Festival screening of Lift Like a Girl, written and directed by Mayye Zayed. I'm Daniel Pope, the director of the 28th season of the MMFF. The theme for the 2021 season is Alliances, presenting an international program of films and media that explore the power and promise of aligning ourselves with others. Filmmakers and scholars will join us each Wednesday through April 7th for live conversations and Q&As with our online audience. We're fortunate to have with us Kathryn Lachman, who will introduce the film, and be sure to join us on March 24th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for a live conversation and Q&A with the director, moderated by Kathryn Lachman. Kathryn Lachman is a professor of comparative literature at UMass Amherst, specializing in contemporary French, Francophone, and African literature and film, with particular interest in the connections between music and literature. After earning a simultaneous BA and MA degree at Yale University, Professor Lachman spent 3 years in Beirut, Lebanon, on a Henry Hart Rice Fellowship to learn Arabic and study Lebanese Francophone culture. There she worked as a journalist and music critic, taught high school, journalism and literature, and worked as a trainer at a women's gym that sought to empower and connect Lebanese women through fitness. Her translation of Guylaine Dunant's award-winning biography of Holocaust survivor and major French author Charlotte Delbo, A Life Reclaimed, is due out with the University of Massachusetts Press in May. She's also the author of Borrowed Forms, The Music and Ethics of Transnational Fiction, and co-editor of Feasting on Words, Maurice Condé, Cannibalism, and the Caribbean Text. Welcome, Kathryn.
Thank you, Daniel, for that kind introduction and for this invitation. And I would like to also thank Nefeli Forney, the co-director of the film festival. I'm just absolutely delighted today to introduce to audiences of the Massachusetts Multicultural Film Festival, Mayye Zayed's remarkable documentary, Lift Like a Girl. This is a documentary shot over a period of 4 years in a neighborhood in downtown Alexandria. It's a story of young girls training to be world-class weightlifters on a dusty corner lot near the harbor under the tutelage of the remarkable Coach Ramadan. In many ways, this is a story about holding onto a dream, about working hard with grit and determination, about mentorship and solidarity, and about breaking stereotypes about women, about Arab women and women in sports. We will have the opportunity to have a Q&A with Mayye on Wednesday, the 24th, and I'm very much looking forward to that conversation and to the questions that you as audience members will bring to that. I'd like to say something about this remarkable director. Mayye is from Alexandria, Egypt herself, and I think that intimacy is palpable in the connections she develops with her subjects throughout the film. She studied electrical engineering and telecommunications in Alexandria, and then was a recipient of a Fulbright grant to study cinema and media at Wellesley College here in Massachusetts and innovations in documentary at MIT. So it's really a pleasure to welcome Mayye virtually back to Massachusetts. She has been involved in numerous projects as a cinematographer, as an editor and producer. I would just highlight a few of those. Her short film, A Stroll Down Sunflower Lane in 2016, won awards at the Berlinale Festival. And this documentary, Lift Like a Girl, was awarded a very prestigious award at the most important documentary festival, Doc Leipzig, as well as being featured at the Toronto International Film Festival, at the New York Documentary Festival, and the Cairo International Film Festival. So again, it's really a pleasure to feature this work here. We are going to see the intimate portrait of 14-year-old Zebiba, who dreams of becoming a weightlifting champion like the other girls around her, and who is trained by the revered Coach Ramadan, whose methods are both very loving and also rigorous, demanding, and sometimes cantankerous. When we follow her journey from the very beginning. And what is really extraordinary is how much the coach believes in these girls and has been training women athletes for 3 decades. He trained his own daughter Nahla Ramadan, to become a world champion. She went to the World Weightlifting Championships in 2003 and won 3 gold medals, and competed also for Egypt in the Olympics in 2004 and 2012. And his belief in girls carries throughout the film. He says at one point that women have to be as strong as a bull, that no one should question women's capacity to compete. And interestingly, he roots this belief in the strength of women in the Quran, quoting at times on the strength of figures like Khadija and others. So this is a very interesting thread throughout the film. The girls train day in and day out on a very desolate, empty lot in full view of passersby. And anyone is welcome to come and join that community. And that welcoming spirit is also one of the most inspiring things about the film. The coach makes very clear that any child is welcome to come free of tuition. And what is extraordinary is we see a pluralistic vision of Egypt. Pluralistic in the sense of different religious faiths. We see secular Egyptians, sheikhs, Christians, and we also see this community united around a shared passion for sport and empowerment, for achievement. Other threads that I would highlight in the film are mourning, about overcoming grief and disappointment, and about defeating one's own demons to realize one's goals. Interestingly, we don't stray very far from the training terrain. We are in that training area, that gym, outdoor gym, for most of the film, or at various weightlifting competitions. But we develop a real connection and intimacy with these protagonists. And that's really testimony to the kind of filmmaking that Mayye Zayed brings to us. She gives us the opportunity to become intimately connected and attached to these girls, their ambitions and their journey. And I expect that viewers will be very surprised by a film that features women from Egypt as weightlifters, not as victims, breaking barriers, breaking stereotypes, and achieving remarkable things. So I very much hope you enjoy the film, and I look forward to discussing it with Mayye next Wednesday with your questions.
Thank you, Kathryn, for this compelling and really inspiring introduction. I invite everyone to visit our website at umass.edu/film/MMFF for more information, updates, and to see a list of our sponsors. Now, enjoy Lift Like a Girl. Thank you.